Hey, it's Erik, and it's time for the video conversation this week. Don't forget the polar plunge is going on right now. In fact, this Saturday at Crystal Beach in Burnsville. We've got probably a run-in, just given the weather, run into the lake. Maybe we'll see you out there. We're going to get to questions now, though, and here we've got first is Melanie in Chanhassen. And Melanie writes in saying, Congressman Paulson, please protect the progress we've made under the Affordable Care Act in protecting the health of millions of Americans. Before agreeing to repeal the ACA, we need a plan that will provide Americans the quality, affordable health insurance they need. Repeal of the Affordable Care Act will leave millions of Americans uninsured, in poor health, and one emergency away from financial ruin. Please support the important reforms made by the ACA. Sincerely, Melanie. Actually, Melanie, I agree. It's important that as the replacement is done for Obamacare, that there are key provisions in place so that no one has the rug pulled out from under them. And we do need to keep important reforms like covering people under pre-existing conditions, making sure young people can be on their parents' policy through age 26, keeping the Medicare donut hole coverage put in place. Those are provisions that are being put forward as a part of the replacement to help rescue so many people that have been harmed by the Affordable Care Act. I continue to have personal stories that have been shared with me by cancer patients, by widows, and by other small business folks who have been now who have lost their health insurance or lost their doctor as a part of not being able to afford the coverage that was put out there now. So costs have not gone down, they've actually gone up, and we found the law is actually hurting more people than it has been helping. So we can do better. And important reforms for the part of the replacement and the repair do include making sure we have more competition, so you have more freedom to choose different options of health insurance to help bring down costs, and also making sure it's not just a one-size-fits-all mandate from Washington on what you have to have covered. That'll open up the door for more opportunities for younger people in particular to want to have health insurance coverage, and that'll help also bring costs down. So we're looking forward to actually doing that in the next few weeks coming up in the near future. Next up is an email received from Richard in Plymouth, and Richard writes in saying, Representative Paulson, a lot of attention has been focused on the need for providing veterans with jobs after they leave military life. I could not agree with this more. It is important that they receive the training and education they have earned to make sure they are well positioned for a successful civilian life. We have made great progress on this issue the last few years, but I was wondering if there's anything Congress was planning to do in the near future. Thanks for your time, Richard. Actually, Richard, I couldn't agree with you more about the importance of making sure that our service members are receiving the training that they need as they leave active military life and then re-enter civilian life. Of course, the GI Bill did such a great job of making sure that thousands and thousands of veterans have had opportunities for education as they've entered the civilian workforce and look for new opportunities. But we can do more. And one of the provisions that we just passed last year that will help along this line is the House passed legislation that will ensure that the VA gives preference to companies that have hired veterans when awarding those procurement contracts. This is a way to actually help our veterans by making sure that they will be able to showcase their skills, and also at the same time making sure that our VA services are going to be improved. I want to thank everyone for joining the conversation this week. Continue to reach anytime on Facebook, on Twitter, of course on Instagram. You can always reach me at the website also at paulson.house.gov.